Samsung launched the Galaxy S4 Zoom last year to place their bets on the camera phone market, which didn't work out so well. The sequel Galaxy K Zoom is visibly better with a slimmer profile and a lens unit that is more pocketable. The megapixels are higher and the phone itself gets a decent spec boost, but does Samsung get the formula right this time? Or is it going to need a third time lucky for the company? Let's find out in our full review. The design of the Galaxy K Zoom closely follows the Samsung flagship with a wide front face, generously curved corners and the dotted back cover, but makes great strides in improving upon its predecessor. Although the plasticky build quality shows through on the sides, the usability improvements are a good trade-off. The tripod mode is gone, the manual lens ring has disappeared and the bulge is gone, making way for a more phone-like design this time. It is more pocketable, easier on the hands and not too intrusive when the lens is folded. With the bulge gone, it's much easier to use it as a phone in portrait orientation, which is obviously the most used position for a phone. The device is not too top heavy either, so ergonomics wise, a great improvement. The front face of the phone is completely covered in glass except for the hardware home button, a standard feature, and the chrome plated earpiece grill. Underneath the glass is the 4.8-inch display, above which sits the aforementioned earpiece, the front facing camera, and the usual couple of sensors. Sadly, the notification LED is absent. The right side of the phone houses the power lock switch, the volume rocker, and the two-step camera button. Unlike the S4 Zoom's circular shutter key, the K Zoom features a button that looks more at home on this newer design, but is not as tactile as we'd like. The left side of the phone has a micro SD card slot and a lanyard hole, which should be useful for people looking at using this as a point-and-shoot camera. Moving to the top, we have the 3.5mm audio jack and the secondary microphone for stereo audio in video recording and noise cancellation in calls. The bottom packs the primary microphone and the micro USB slot. Turning to the back, we have the gargantuan camera unit with the lens folded in, besides which sits the loudspeaker, the xenon flash and the focus assist LED, and of course the Samsung logo. Like all the other Samsung phones, the back cover is removable, beneath which we have the removable battery and the micro SIM card slot. Let's now move on to the hardware highlights. The Galaxy K Zoom has a 4.8-inch 1280x720 Super AMOLED panel for its display. AMOLED panels are known for their outdoor visibility, viewing angles and brightness, and the K Zoom is no exception as it retains those traits that include more advantages like infinite contrast and vivid colors. However, the auto brightness control is too erratic, with it failing to quickly change states in crucial times. Otherwise, the display is good enough. But the K Zoom is all about the camera, of course. Sporting a 1x2.3-inch type 20-megapixel sensor, the K Zoom improves upon its predecessor in megapixels, but the pixel size this time is lesser. The lens unit is also changed slightly with a focal length of 4.4 to 44mm, which has a 35mm equivalent of 24 to 240mm. The focal length varies from very wide to telephoto, which bodes well for the versatility of the camera. The aperture range is from 3.1 at the bottom end to 6.3 at the top end, which isn't too great, but it's a compromise because of the lack of an alternative for similar performance. The lens is made of glass, unlike plastic in 99% of the smartphones, so the quality is obviously much better, at least at the minimal focal length. This translates to great photos in most lighting conditions, which absolutely means point-and-shoot level performance on your phone. The user interface, part and parcel of the TouchWiz UI, is the same as the Galaxy S5, but the K Zoom gets itself a lot of features. Notable additions from the previous implementation include the manual settings with complete control over shutter speed, white balance and aperture. This makes for pro-level control over shots that you might want in a specific way. You can go through our camera review for more information on the camera, but our verdict is that the camera is generally great, but the idea of lugging around a thick zoom lens camera in your pocket is as bad as it sounds. The K Zoom is powered by the Samsung Exynos 5260 hexa-core processor with 2 cores running on Cortex-A15 architecture clocked at 1.7 GHz and 4 Cortex-A7 cores clocked at 1.3 GHz. The graphics are powered by the Mali T624 GPU with 2 GB of RAM in tow for better multitasking. Driving a 720p screen, we didn't expect the chipset to slow down, and it rarely ever did. We ran synthetic benchmarks and tested out some games which ran well and met our expectations. But sometimes there were problems with stability when it came to the camera. We had to resort to battery pulls to fix the many camera issues that arose. The mode switcher constantly crashed and sometimes the camera went blank, and we really hope Samsung fixes these bugs in an update. The phone comes with 8 GB of internal storage with around 5 to 6 GB available to the user, but there is a hot swap memory card slot that can help you expand the storage. On the software side, the Galaxy K Zoom runs on the latest version of TouchWiz UI based on Android 4.4.2 KitKat. The UI is exactly same as what you see on Samsung's flagship, with all the hardware independent features trickling down to other phones like the K Zoom as usual. On the app side, however, Samsung has dialed back on its redundant services for music, books, movies, etc., but still has its own app store and a couple more apps. An interesting addition to the K Zoom is the Pro Suggest marketplace, which has a list of all the filters that are available on the phone. The Pro Suggest Market is a separate app that lets you download all the filters and the presets that are custom made for the K Zoom. You can even create your own effect using manual controls and publish to the store. This is useful for people who want to share different modes for specific scenes, and the fact that the camera UI will suggest it automatically is special indeed. Coming to battery life, the K Zoom's 2430 mAh unit doesn't serve the phone too well. It easily drains out within a day, with us getting a maximum of 17 hours at a stretch at one point in time. But we were saved by the brilliant ultra power saving mode that Samsung introduced with the S5 more than 4 times. It's much needed for the K Zoom, and we are glad it made the appearance here. In the end, Samsung's desire to make a camera-centric phone was evident with the K Zoom's weird hybrid predecessor, but things have changed a lot and for the better. For starters, the device is slimmer and much easier to operate with a single hand. It has better balance and the overall profile feels way improved, but not quite as much as we would like. Samsung could have gone for a larger sensor that would have taken much better low light stills, and also could have gone for a higher end processor that supports 4K. But their unwillingness to do so, at least in this iteration, is indicative of the product's positioning in the market. With the price tag of Rs 29,999, it's within reach for most camera phone enthusiasts, and we would say Samsung is almost there with the usability of this concept. Maybe the next one would be more innovative. To summarize, listed here are the pros and cons of this device. And that's about it for the video review, guys. Do check out our full review that's up on the blog, which has a lot more details and information into the camera of the Galaxy K Zoom. And also hit the like button if you like this video, do hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like these, and let us know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.